ha descritto l'acqua sotto tutti i suoi aspetti.
This is the nourishment of such, the nourishment of your purity. Purity is the most important thing for us. Purity in every way. If you are pure, you will not do anything that is fake. That is, we can say, that is not pure. So first of all, you will be pure yourself. And you will accept purity. You will appreciate purity. Stand by purity. Any impurity you will not collaborate or try to compromise. That's why purity is your mother's name. Know that my name is purity. And this purity is such that it pures him. It just purifies. The purity should be such that it should purify. Otherwise, that purity has no meaning. For example, a soap purifies, alright? But you don't purify the soap. You clean the soap. I mean, some crazy people might be. I know some people who even wash the tap and also the water. And that's why this water, which is the purifier. Water is the purifier. Water purifies us physically. And also our poisons are driven out of our liver also by water. Water is a very great element in removing all problems. You use water for so many things, you know how you do that. So this Lakshmi, which is purification, was born out of water. That's why she was called as Mary, as I told you. And I am also called as Meera, meaning born out of water. So one has to understand that today's message is that we inculcate purity. We should not cheat ourselves. It is easy to cheat, but we should inculcate purity within ourselves as a matter of our own achievement, as our own decoration, as our own beauty. And not just because it's a laborious thing or it is a very hard thing, not like that. It should be achieved with great pleasure and happiness. How do we like to have a bath and to be clean and to be presentable? In the same way, we should try to clean our thoughts. Just by paying attention to them, we can clean. Thoughts must be made clean. First of all, why have thoughts at all? But even if you have clean and pure thoughts, even if you don't have thoughts full of arrogance, aggression, or of fear. Some people think that if you have thoughts of fear, it's a very good thing. Oh, I'm frightened. I am afraid. It's impurity. Why should you be afraid? That means your left Visuddhi is correct. There's no need to have any fear of any kind. No need to have any fear of any kind. If you have to have fear, that means there's something wrong. If you believe that God is above all, you are a realized soul, and that God is going to look after you, that He is your Father, and that He has opened His gates to you. What is there to be afraid of? Many people think that way, that if you have the fear, you are humble. Humility is different from a frightened person. It's absolutely different. It has nothing to do with humility. So, to be humble is different, and to be frightened is different. For Sahaja yogis, it is very easy to find out through their vibratory awareness what is fear and what is humility. Because humility will give you vibration and fear will catch on the left side. our purification of our mind comes through certain methods of understanding ourselves. First of the understanding one has to have that we are born in a family, born in a society, born in a so-called religious sect or whatever. All these fixations have put into us certain amount of impurity, which may give us ego, superego, anything like this. So to keep it pure and simple is take to water element as much as you can. It helps both. It helps ego, it helps spirit. Take to water element. And that is what Lakshmi is. Lakshmi is the one that gives you the Mahalakshmi. From the Lakshmi only the Mahalakshmi principle comes in. And this is after the purification through the Lakshmi process. Christ has said, if you want, I can give you gold parts. You can live with it. But those who love me will only enter into the kingdom of God. And I will eat with them. Means those who are pure only I will eat with them. I will not eat with people who are impure. He was so, all the incarnations are aware of it. That they have to be with the pure people and they have to help the pure people. But he so clearly said it. That if you want Lakshmi, you can have it. That's fine. But that's not Mahalakshmi. So from Lakshmi to Mahalakshmi state. You have already got your realization. You do not know how much you have got. You are already having the Mahalakshmi principle. And what is the Mahalakshmi principle? That's the point. Can I ask this question? What is the Mahalakshmi principle within you? Hmm? No, but you have a power. You have got Mahalakshmi's power within you. Do you know that? The what? The pleasure. No.
Power of giving realization.
Go ahead. Take it more. Pleasure is not a power. Pleasure is what you are enjoying. But if you have a power of Mahalakshmi. What? What's that?
Sustaining power.
That's no power.
Power of studying the God.
Power means you have that power to do something.
The path to spread Sahaja.
Huh?
The path to spread Sahaja.
That's the other way. Particular way.
Deep realization. Evolve.
Huh?
Evolve.
Is it?
Evolve.
I mean, to evolve with your own. Power is what you do to others. The whole thing I told you just now is to purify. You have the power to purify. How do you cure people? By purifying them. Alright? Now just think how you purify others. By talking to others, you can purify them. By touching others, you can purify them. By looking at them, you can purify them. One person who is a realized soul purifies the whole atmosphere. Your atmosphere is purified. Since I have come, it has been warm enough. You purify purify everything. You purify this light. Do you notice that? You awaken the light. Now, what other powers you have? Hmm? That's a way. See, Kundalini is many powers, many fold. You purify yourself. Others and yourself. Some more powers are there. Let's have. You all have those powers and you're not aware of them. This is the best part of it. Okay, yeah. Now, let's have it.
The bar to arrange time to shift your level.
Okay.
Bar to arrange time.
Huh?
Arranging time to suit yourself.
So that's not the power of Mahalakshmi. That's another one I'll tell you. Who does that?
It gives a balance between ego and superego.
That's true. That is one of them. But that is Guru power. That is the Guru's power. Balance comes from Guru. See, Mahalakshmi is water. So now you tell me.
Cleanse.
That's done now. One cleansing is done. Now what else water does? Huh?
Satisfy.
Now coming to the thought. It quenches the thirst, the spiritual thirst. You can quench the spiritual thirst of people. Tremendous power. Because with the new realization, that the seeking is over. Alright? Then another one. Now come now. What are the points? Think of the water. Nourish. You give spiritual nourishment to people through your power. Even if you are standing there, you are nourishing others. Then it's a solvent. You dissolve their ego, you dissolve their superego. All these powers are your own now after realization. Just think of it. What else?
Divinity.
Huh?
Divinity. Divinity.
But that's very vague. Because divinity is how to relate it with water, people won't understand. So let us put it the other way around. What is it? What? You become a cool down person. Very good. Very good. You become cool. Cool person. You have a cool meaning. Very good. What else?
You can carry others.
Huh?
You can carry others.
And we can very gently and also drown some of them. Drown into the love, into the ocean. Right? But you can also push them with 2 running jumps, alright? That also can be done. It has another very great quality that water permeates. And to the smallest particle, it goes to the roots and it sucks through the roots. So Mahalakshmi power, you just see the roots of a person, you just know where the problem comes from. Jump. Actually, it is the awareness, it's the intelligence, it's the truth part of it, which gets enlightened. And you understand that now where is the problem? And you just go near the root and you are sucked. You can be easily sucked. You permeate. You see, when you are sitting near a person and you tell tell me whether this is catching at the back. The person doesn't know. You are permeated. Your personality is permeated into that person. He doesn't know. You are permeated into that. And you are feeling the roots. So that is the problem. The water is flowing into that being. The divine water is flowing into that being. And the obstruction is felt through that divine water. And you can say that this is catching, that is catching. So the permeating. And the another one is the glistening. What is this? So your skin starts glistening. The skin becomes very radiant. And the last of all is the reflection. The person who sees you sees his own reflection. He gets frightened. It means happens. And I don't mean anything bad to anyone, but people are unnecessarily frightened because they see their reflection. So when they meet you, they see their reflection. They can be very aggressive, but they see their reflection. They can be very hard on you because they see their reflection. And if it is clear-cut water, then you see the depth of the person. If you are clear-cut some yogis, they feel the depth clearly, and they can see through the spirit shine. These are the qualities of water. The Vedas, the more of that, I would say, especially in my body, the water acts as a buffer to protect the chakras. If I don't have water in the body, then I may have problems. So it acts as a buffer. Also, it suits your epithelial cells, you can say. It suits your linings. See, if there's no moisture to feel all these sinus problems and all that. It suits everything. And there are other types of powers of water which we know of. That when it comes out of your eyes, it expresses your compassion, your love, your emotions. That's the only thing out of all the elements which expresses emotion. Water power, I mean. Water has other qualities also, which physics people know, hydrostatics. It has the pressure. It has a pressure. And a person who exists like a Swajayogi will definitely put a pressure on others. He will not aggress, but there will be a pressure and pressure. And another person, if he receives it, then he gets the advantage of it. But if he does not receive it, then he feels pressurized and he feels a little bit dominated. Your neighbors, your family people, in the beginning which we know there's a pressure because the body achieves a kind of a weight. And that's how the Guru Tattva is formed out of it. And if there is salt, that's Guru principle, then the weight is even more. So today, for water, you should really know that water is a very holy thing, and in our pujas also we use. Especially this thing signifies the Kundalini. That means the Kundalini is the water jar or the carrier, the Aquarius. And this is the age of the Aquarius. So how important is water? And the water is the carrier of divine love. It's the best carrier. And this is the time of the Aquarius, means the Kundalini is made of divine water. So the whole idea of celebrating today the Lakshmis They used to understand that in us, she has become a Mahalakshmi. And by that, we have so many powers, of which we are not aware. I mean, we do not know so that we are realized. So some of us do not know. And that we have those powers within us that we can permeate into others. We can project our personality onto others. We can find out what's wrong with them. We can find out about ourselves. We can go into ourselves. We can go into our permeation is like water, is flowing all the time. And this is a very important that we should be aware of our powers and courage. Then we start respecting ourselves. Then the Raja Lakshmi comes in, and then the Graha Lakshmi comes in, and everything comes with it when we become aware of what we have achieved, of our self-esteem, of our dignity. So this gives us dignity. Mahalakshmi gives us dignity. And that's how we start understanding the value of human dignity. We should have also then the idea of human dignity, that we cannot insult human dignity. Like people who are nagging others all the time. These are things. Or all the time asserting themselves about something, making everybody's life miserable. These are things. You have to decorate another's life. You have to make it beautiful. You have to make it enjoyable and happy. Make everyone happy, not to nag all the time. If you nag, that's not a Graha Lakshmi. That's not a Graha Lakshmi. You should not nag. Do this, do that, stand up, what are you doing? Stand this side, go that side. It's all nonsense. You leave the person to do this. Human dignity is the most important. Must respect the human dignity. And that's possible because now you have got the Mahalakshmi. Those who do not have dignity also will get it from you because you are dignified now. If you have sense of dignity, you will never insult others. For small things we insult, like why did you put the soap here? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And the other side could be that others have no dignity, so they go on doing things just like animals. Both things are wrong. But one must respect, and respect brings the best results I've seen. That's the best results. Once you respect and love, then the trust is grown and one wants to keep the trust. And that's how the human dignity is boosted. We have to respect every surgeon because we are all saints. To respect each other. Absolutely respect. You are all saints. I don't know if you realize what I'm saying. Each one of you is capable of giving realization to the whole world. Each one of you. And if we realize, then we must respect ourselves and respect others. Do not talk frivolously about others, make fun. Especially your mother. You can't take liberties with her. That is something one has to know. In the West is important. This is very important. That one has to know about it. The other day I was correcting somebody. So Hugo said that you are a very lucky person that mother is correcting. You are very lucky that she's correcting you and telling you something. Because you're naive, you see, and that's why you start taking liberties. But first of all, you must respect the dignity of your mother. That's very important. And that gives you the greatest dignity. I'm telling you this because unless and until you do that, your growth cannot come up. So that is a very important point. And like in India, supposing somebody is going to a temple or they come to, now for example, today she has come or somebody has come, they'll wear a nice dress. See, you are going to a temple. And all the ornaments they wear, everything they wear. That is the day they have to present all their dignity. So one should not come with disheveled hair, all things like that. That's not a good thing. Because all these things are important. How you respect, how you have to be dressed, how you have to be presentable. Because these things, some people say that, oh, we live on spirit. You see, I'm tidy because we live on spirit. Spirit is the most tidy. It tidies everything. You see, it tidies everything. It goes into proper synthesis, proper concord, a complete, beautiful music is created out of it. How can a chaotic person be called a spiritual guide? You know, anybody who is chaotic, whose house is chaotic, whose things are chaotic, must know there's something brutish in that. Absolutely. But you should not be the other way around. That's so meticulous that you eat others' heads. That's another side. So both things should not be there. And I go on insisting on this point because it's very important for ego-oriented people. Because they can become anything. The other day I was going on the King's Road and I was surprised what sort of dresses people are wearing. And they think that whatever we wear, we are. That means you must be working. If you wear such dresses, I go upon. If you believe in that, then you should be decent. There should be decorum. So, today we have learned about Lakshmi's growth into Mahalakshmi. But it is not that when you grow into something, the rest of it is finished. It's not so. That some people think that we have become a spiritual personality now. Lakshmi Tattva is not there. It's not true. You have to be a decent person, properly dressed according to your status in life, the way you live. There should be no, hypocrisy about it. No hypocrisy. By doing any nonsensical thing, like some people think becoming primitive or anything, you will impress others. You will never impress. It's beggar's thing. See, by doing beggary, you will get some beggar's goods. So we are not to be beggars, neither we have to be sort of dandies, but we are dignified. We have our own sense of dignity. And we live with our own dignity. And that's how it should be. Pure, transparent, honest. Within ourselves we should be honest, absolutely honest. Water is so honest to itself. You put anything into the water, it will show. Put any color, it will show. Put any mud, it will show. You have to be so honest to yourself. And the whole thing should work out to be a personality. It is very congenial, beautiful, permeating, no doubt, but very beautifully enlightening. Because Mahalakshmi Tattva itself is enlightenment in our awareness. Such a person cannot be an idiot. If there's an idiot, he is not a surgeon. Definitely not. An idiotic person cannot be a surgeon. Yet twits. Absent-minded. All that has to go away. If you have to be surgeon, you cannot be, I know, and all that of nonsense. It should not be. Here, Lakshanas, or what you call the symptoms, or can they be, the way you can make out a surgeon. It should be like Lakshmi Putra, the son of Lakshmi, like a king. That doesn't mean that he has everything to himself, no. That doesn't mean that. King gives. His generosity, known by. King is not known by how much he grabs. He's a king, means he gives. King. Then he should be cool personality. He should not be frozen. He should be cool personality. Not hot tempered. Those who have hot temper, I've seen people, you see, they first take to violence. I mean, violence is something is out of question for certain. No question. If somebody beats you also, you are not to beat him. We are ways of beating them. But you are not to beat them back. You are not to resist them. But if you are a surgeon, you have no business to be violent to anyone. Even with your tongue. Some people are more with the tongue provocative tongue. You must know that you must connect all these points. It's important. Because tomorrow you are going to show to the world what Sir Yoga is not like. So we have to dedicate ourselves to our purification, to our glorification, because water glorifies. Gives you glory. You are all looking so nice and glistening on your face, and I can see the kanti and all stuff. He said that, Ya baby, Sarvabhuteshu. Kanti when the glisten of the lighter. And that is better. I see in you all. It's already come. But it should be inside out. And that the person who is a realized soul, one doesn't have to wow for it. You could just listen to realize. You don't have to tell anyone, people just know. Very easy. So many points we have covered today. I hope you will again listen to them because Simatani's lecture goes from one ear and comes out from the other. Thank God we have a way of localizing it. I hope you people will take these tapes and listen to them every day, one by one. And also act, not planning in the paper or in the ear, but it should go in the heart. That's how you are all going to mature. Beautiful children. I'm just counting now again if you will be elected for 4 years. And then I have to go. There's hardly 3 years it will pass away. And I won't be able to work so much in the UK. The responsibility is such a lot on you people. I hope we celebrate some more Diwalis together. May God bless.